Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Wafula Chebukati and the IEBC Commission, I think it is the right time to create awareness on the polling station protocols. How many agents do the presidential candidates, are the presidential candidates allowed to take to the polling station, and the other 6 elective candidates, so that Kenyans can be they can get the official position, because there is a lot of political statements that are coming. Some are supposed to woo the voter, while some are just meant to create anxiety. Today, there was a letter that the UDA chief agent Kithure Kindiki wrote to the IEBC Commission, and they were making some allegations in that letter. I want us to look at the details of that letter, then we will try to interrogate further. The first statement was that the National Intelligence is planting agents in the polling station to cause chaos before and after the elections. So a polling station is supposed to be manned by the police. The invigilator of the Kenyan election is the NPS, National Police Service, is the National Police. Then the administrator, actually IEBC is the administrator of the election process. Like if it is an exam room, then IEBC is the neck. So police plays, or rather security agents play a critical role in the election. The other allegation that is also been indicated in that letter is that Azimio is going to employ 3 agents in each polling station in a scheme to bribe voters. And according to that letter, the funds are being facilitated from the office of the president. Then there was also the issue of county commissioners who are being coerced or to execute some voter suppression schemes. And it was a heavily worded letter trying to explain on what, after it's emerging from the previous press conference that Deputy President William Ruto held in Karen. I want you to listen to that. Now, if you follow, there is some inconsistencies there, because according to the press conference, it is the chiefs who seems to be that they're given the role to employ these people who are going to bribe the voter. We have 46,000 polling stations. Let's imagine that you want to put you want to employ 3 people who you're going to pay. So are these people that are now being employed to work to do this voter bribing in the polling station, are they just the agents, or are these 3 people apart from the agents? Are they different? Because something that I failed to understand is perhaps, of course, they cannot be in the polling station, but maybe according to what they are trying to allege is that the 3 agents are people who maybe are facilitated and they're around the polling station. What is not being laid bare? Which areas? Are they going to bribe everyone? And of course, I don't think that is even the big question. Ruto was making an extra caution in Nakuru, telling the voters that after casting your vote, you need to leave the polling station. You need to make sure that you remain in the polling station. I remember this was a statement by, even Raila was telling his supporters. In 2017, in what is seen as, by that time he was just trying to tell supporters to take vigilance. But I want to say that however these statements, or rather these allegations are being taken to the IEBC, but if you listen to William Ruto's press conference yesterday, there is something that was sneaked in. That was a direct complaint to the IEBC. And he was complaining to the IEBC, not complaining, but he was telling IEBC that we expect you guys to work, follow the law. I can translate something in the wake of all these allegations, because, of course, the formality of writing the letter to IEBC, me and you knows very well that IEBC, there was, I think there was also another formal letter telling the IEBC that there was some IDs that were being bought in Wajir. Then IEBC tried to reach out to EACC to investigate, and EACC said they could not investigate that, and because that was the mandate of the commission. So the commission also said they don't have the investigation capacity to investigate some of these issues, because I don't know whether the commission is going to act upon these allegations without concrete evidence or without an investigation. I really don't understand how it would be, but I see them as just an opportunity just to take it as a formality, so that it is such a file is put somewhere and someone might use it for reference in future. I want to humbly request you guys to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. We are still continuing with the 50 shillings challenge for Sarah Atieno, who is a subscriber in this channel. She reached out. She's suffering acute leukemia, blood cancer, and because of the bill, she undergone through sessions in Kenyatta National Hospital. So she's still detained there because the bill inflated to 1 million. She's been in the hospital since March now to August, and so we started at least 50 shillings challenge with the idea is if 20,000 of us can at least donate 50 shillings, then remember, just by we did 3 weeks challenge. By the end of the 3 weeks, we'll be in a position to produce now I can say 1 million. But so far we have reached, I think by today we have reached 500,000. So we almost have the target. That is we can say 14 days counting. Not 14 days, I think around 11 days counting, because we started the other week, and we believe this can be done. You can reach out and also donate. My number is 0710 62 78 89, and you can also reach out directly to Sarah. Her number is 07 16 357 360. It's going to appear Sarah Atieno. I translate and I see a fallout between William Ruto and the IEBC Commission. In the last 2 weeks, there's just a lot that have happened, and these things are not just coincidental. And remember, in that press briefing, I did not see Moses Masika Wetangula. Maybe it was by design, or he was just engaged somewhere. These letters are pointing to a fallout between IEBC and William Ruto. And indirectly, William Ruto is now starting to engage and also to question the commission. What might have played out, and you can see what is playing out, is the rigging schemes that were there were aborted. If you have been keen, I think Raila Odinga's side, the Azimio side, have been so quiet on the issues of the Kenyan election, on the issue of whether there's going to be rigging or not. But of course, they kept on focusing, putting IEBC in the spotlight. But they did not go head on and telling the IEBC that you are going to rig this election. Of course, they complained and they raised issues about some few things that were happening there. And that is unlike, and many people had been wondering why Raila is so quiet and is really campaigning with a lot of comfort. But on the other side, there have been a lot of stories linking Chebukati with the coziness on the Kenya Kwanza side. Remember the Venezuela story when it came in, it was very contentious, and IEBC and the Kenya Kwanza were seemed to be in the same position. Then Azimio la Umoja was on itself. Then when the issue about the manual register came in, Kenya Kwanza and the commission were also having the same position. Then Azimio on the other side were fronting for the manual, but the case, the court came in, and when court pronounced itself, Azimio carried the day. So these are some of the things I can say that perhaps now everyone is prepared and is seeing that you have to face the people. Any other monkey business might not create. However, I see the potential of this protest, or rather the potential of this allegation of the agents that are going to be these voter bribery agents in the polling station. It might create hostility and suspicion among the presidential agents, especially for the presidential agents that are going to be in the opponent's stronghold. Let's just face it. If you've said that your opponent is going to have 3 agents, then what do you think is going to happen? It means, one, the voter is going to be very vigilant. And today we are in a digital world where anything small, someone has taken a video and that incident is trending. In Rift Valley or even other areas, or even in Nyanza, because of this suspicion, anything, any slight thing, everyone, not anyone will trust the other person. And that is so dangerous because it might affect effectiveness of these agents in the polling stations, especially in areas where they might face this hostility. But something is not adding up. According to the letter, NIS is the one responsible for this. But if you listen to the statement, William Ruto's press briefing, it was the chiefs. So who and who? I don't even think the chief would have that capacity. Even if you want to bribe a vote, I don't think the chief would really manage that. Because one, chief is someone who is known in the society. So any other monkey business is going to be at risk. So I don't know, but that is why I also feel that should be there a lot of caution into it. This election is really attracting attention, and as we're doing the digital content, I can tell you that if you go to analytics, we are really attracting viewers from across the border, apart from the Kenyan viewers. But some of this international profiling, some of this allegation profiling is just done for the international community to profile the Kenyan election. And already there is a perception that they want to, the Kenya Kwanza team, or rather each side wants to create, because if you look at Azimio, for them they want to create a free and fair environment. That this was free and fair, but already this is setting a stage for the international community to profile the Kenyan election even before the Kenyan voter goes to vote. So I don't know to what effect this might help. If someone already know, or maybe then BBC coming to the country and knows that this election is this and that, perhaps it's going to help restructure their coverage. Maybe now you cover these areas, and that. I don't know. But I see this as also one thing that can be achieved by this protest, especially because the letter that was written to IEBC also was sent to ICC, some international body of observers, and I think also international media houses. And this would also have an effect on how rather someone might want to discredit the polls. Commission IEBC has also been showing some sort of laxity in terms of the engagement with the invigilator. I said the invigilator is the security agency. So this is also not sitting pretty comfortable with some people. And someone might think that, of course, it's now time also to take IEBC head on. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my bold. And let's meet in the next as I also take a break to watch Arsenal Crystal Palace.